I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to cover that I didn't say there really, but I'm going to show you some pictures anyway. I love this picture. This was when there was an article on us in the Herald, and this is just basically everyone who was in the building at the time got dragged out. So we've got blacksmiths, we've got painters, we've got interns, we've got people who work in digital art and photography, ceramicists, recent graduates. So it just shows you the range of people that we have at Flameworks. And this is one of the things we found, because from the start, being founded by metal workers, we've had other people coming in going, I do ceramics, I do this, I do that, can you accommodate me? And we just try, really. So this, yeah, this is just an overview of some of the studios that we have, and the fact that we relieve tension by drawing on the walls. So yeah, we're gradually, you can see by the picture over on the left that basically what we started out with in 2000, or what they started out with, as I wasn't there then, was an empty boat building shed. And that was taken on at a low rent at the time from the council, and as the artists moved in, they built their own spaces and gradually filled it up. Started out with a few bits of equipment, and again, most of the, I mean, the kilns and the wheels that we have in ceramics, for example, are acquired, donated. Skip diving has been known, probably will continue. So at the moment, we've got, I think, 27 people who work from Flameworks, most of whom wouldn't be able to practice as artists and keep working as artists without the things that we provide. I mean, obviously for our metal workers, that's not something that you can do from home in your garage. And it's actually quite an unusual facility to have within artist studios, to have all the communal facilities and particularly hot metal work. I mean, we'll also, you know, we are insured for it, and we'll do crazy things like teach hot metal work to primary school children or young offenders. It's a great leveler. As soon as you've got something that hot and you can hit it with a hammer, I've never met anyone who isn't happy with that, really. We also, I mean, we've got a range of art forms covered in the building. Those are a few. We've got hot glass and cold glass there. We've got painters. We've got potters. We've got historical reenactors. They're one of the more recent groups who've joined us. So generally known as the Vikings. We've got a whole group of those. And we've also, one of our potters is an experimental archaeologist. So again, it's a case of, we kind of meet the demand. People come to us and say, I do this, can I do it here? And we try. So, yeah. This, something else that we try to do, as I mentioned in the video, is to run exhibitions and events, starting with, originally we had a big annual exhibition just as an opportunity for local artists to actually show their work in a professional, large-scale show. So some of the paintings on show for them show we had at Christmas, where we actually, again thanks to the council, secured a shop in the city centre, which was quite difficult, because the thing for us with exhibitions is always getting hold of a venue to do it. Which is, yeah, it's an annual struggle, basically. This year we tried bringing some more events in. So the girl covered in mud here, Chantal, is one of our university placement studios, who asked if she could do a performance while our show was on. So again, we tried to, we said yes, and she managed to cover herself in mud and the floor. But it went well, and she was pleased. We've also started holding more events at Flameworks as well, and we usually try and hold a few demonstrations, do something a bit different. The fire breathing's our education director, Christina, who hadn't done that for about 20 years when she used to be a clown, but I made her try it in her garden again with a variety of things she either found in her kitchen or had been informed would work, and she can still do it. And the picture here in the corner, that's our experimental archaeologist. She dragged in a lot of her friends from her MA course, and they did a copper smelting outside. So we tend to... It's very hard to describe Flameworks without actually dragging people into a building and going, look, people are setting fire to things. So that's what we try and do with our events, really, and also with our exhibitions, just give people the idea of what goes on down there. We also, both as a company and our artists, run different courses. A lot of our artists teach pretty much all ages, all abilities. This is my favourite publicity shot of happy children on the wheel, both of whom have parents who work at Flameworks, so it's a cheating publicity shot. But they do look happy. And the Phoenix here was actually a collaboration between one of our metal workers and one of our ceramicists, which is, again, it's a great thing about all the different artists working at Flameworks, because the ceramicist actually heard of this commission to commemorate the centenary of a school, which was burnt down during the Second World War, hence the Phoenix motif. And she was thinking of having these very brightly coloured pieces of ceramics, which the children made themselves, and then she was thinking, well, how can I get those onto a phoenix? So she can go around the corner and ask one of the metal workers, can you build me a phoenix to put feathers on? So you come out with some quite interesting things. Or people change discipline completely and start working in a different part of the building. And the pots being fired there, that's one of our other specialisms apart from the blacksmithing. Is because we've got an external area and we're just on the edge of Devonport in the sort of semi-industrial area. So we're actually able to do raku firing, which is a Japanese technique. And again, this is a very good, it's a good method for engaging people because the pots, as you can see, heat right up and then they're plunged into sawdust, which obligingly bursts into flames. So it's a really popular hands-on thing that people can do. And again, this is a selection of the people we work with. We get a lot of requests for work experience or for students to work with us, and we try and give them at least something and take them on for a while. So we've got one of our students from Poland. We regularly have, through local language schools, interns from all over the EU, which is nice for us as well because we've got a bit of a network of contacts going now who know about us. Louise with the stall there, she's a recent graduate from Fine Art, and we received funding from the Job Centre and the Chamber of Commerce to employ Louise on an internship for 6 months, and we're keeping her. She will never leave, whether she wants to or not. But also Louise, as an artist, is developing through us, so she exhibits with us. We don't have a huge amount of money to pay her brilliantly, but she gets free membership, any bonuses we can throw in, and advice, and also being part of that atmosphere where you can feed off the other artists, feed off their experience, the different disciplines, have a go at ceramics, have a go at blacksmithing, and see how that feeds into your practice. And again, we've got, helping with the raku firing there, we've got Arthur. We were randomly contacted by a ceramics school from France, who Arthur's sister lives in Plymouth, and they said, can you come and do a placement there? And we went, okay. And then Christina there found out how good he was at throwing a huge number of pots incredibly quickly, and we couldn't get him out of her studio. Beth came to us as part of a home education group, again, who asked. And Ruben still works with us occasionally. He was in today, actually. He's basically being excluded from school at the moment. He's 15 years old and has ASD and finds it very hard to engage, particularly with literacy and numeracy. So we tend to do a lot of sneaking around that when we work with Ruben, and suddenly he's written something and he don't quite realise how, which has worked quite well for him, especially with his confidence.
So as you can see, we generally take anyone that we can give a good experience to who can help us as well. Working with our studio holders as well, we try and create an environment where we have a board of 4 directors that everyone can feed in. We have regular meetings, working groups on anything we identify, anything anyone else wants a working group on, just so that everyone comes together and we get the most out of everyone. Yeah, finally, that's just how you can find us or get in touch with us. So, that's it.